The question isn't just where should I travel next, but could I actually live here? After months of exploring, it's time to put three heavy hitters head to head: the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. Each offers a completely different vibe, from the mega malls of Manila to the street food culture of Saigon, and the digital nomad hubs of Thailand. Let's break down the reality of daily life. First stop, the Philippines. If you're coming from the West, this is often the easiest transition. Why? Because English is everywhere, and the culture feels incredibly familiar. In cities like Manila or Cebu, you can find world-class condos in areas like BGC. They rival anything you'd see in Los Angeles or Singapore. Modern, safe, and surprisingly affordable. The food is a unique fusion of Spanish, American, and local flavors. It's hearty and comforting. The hospitality is legendary. You'll feel like family within a week. But there's a catch: the traffic. Manila's gridlock is world famous. If you live here, your life revolves around avoiding the rush hour, which can feel like it never ends. The trade-off? Some of the most beautiful islands on the planet are just a flight away. Weekend trips to Palawan or Siargao are a real perk of living here. Next up is Thailand, the undisputed king of Southeast Asian tourism. But living here, that's a whole different ballgame. Bangkok is a city that never sleeps. The infrastructure here is incredible. From the clean, efficient SkyTrain, it makes getting around Bangkok fast and convenient even without a car. Add affordable taxis, modern shopping centers, and easy access to just about everything, and everyday life here can be surprisingly convenient. Thailand has mastered the lifestyle balance. You have world-class healthcare and a community of expats that makes it very easy to plug in. The nightlife and social scene are unparalleled. Whether you want a quiet craft beer or a high-end club, Thailand offers a level of variety that's hard to beat. Then there's Vietnam. If you want energy, this is it. HCMC is a whirlwind. It's coffee shops and rapid development. It feels like the future. The street food culture here is the best in the region. It's fresh and cheap. Living in Vietnam means your favorite meal is usually just a short walk away. Cities like Da Nang offer a more relaxed pace with a stunning coastline. It's a growing expat community that enjoys a mix of city life and beach vibes. It's chaotic, yes. Learning to cross the street here is a rite of passage, but there's an optimism in the air in Vietnam that is truly infectious. So how do they actually stack up when you look at the numbers? Let's talk rent, food, and healthcare. What is it really like day to day? Rent-wise, Vietnam is currently the most affordable, with the Philippines being a bit pricier in some areas. Food costs are low across the board. Thailand and Vietnam win on street food. The Philippines offers more Western-style grocery options for those who cook. Bangkok's transit is the gold standard. In Manila and Vietnam, use Grab. They are reliable but subject to that intense local traffic. Grab is essential. Healthcare is huge. Thailand is a global hub for medical tourism. Excellent care. Top-tier private hospitals in Manila and Saigon are also excellent and affordable. Ultimately, it comes down to the vibe you want for your relocation. Familiarity in the Philippines, convenience in Thailand, or energy in Vietnam. For me, Thailand may have the edge right now because of the infrastructure, healthcare, and overall convenience. But the growth in Vietnam and the warmth of the Philippines make it a tough call. Southeast Asia isn't just a vacation spot, it's a vibe with lifestyle. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one as we dive deeper into the visa paperwork.